Howdy guys, today we're going to be reviewing a Munich Helles.
So Munich Helles. Helles is German for pale gold, and that's exactly what we've got here is a Helles beer is very malt forward, very low IBUs. So anyway, more of a malt beer, very light hops, very traditional beer, and probably one of the hardest beers for a home brewer to make. Not only because it's a lager, but it just requires a little extra love and attention to make it be successful.
It's actually funny. I mimicked the water profile of the river that they traditionally brewed this out of Munich. Mimicked the water profile because that's how they brewed it, and that's how this style was established. So,
hey, I fell in that river one time.
Yeah, you told us about that.
Quaffing. Yep.
All right, well,
okay.
Cheers.
That was a good first pull. Well, as a Helles goes, definitely has that floral malt forward beer. No hops, no bitterness at all in this beer, but it's not a sugar bomb. It does have some sweetness. That's just German beers. That's the way they like them.
You don't want to use a whole lot of dark grains in this. The clarity is definitely a fault for me in this beer, which is probably something Mike is going to knock me for. Personally, I think it needs a little bit more hops. We used Hallertauer, Mittenfer, and Pearl.
I agree on the clarity. It is. And these beers are also always going to be a little bit more carbonated by nature. That is just the way that the beers are. There's actually a way that they go in and they can figure out the carbonation ratio to the amount of beer that's holding it. And these typically tend to run about 80%, which is kind of high for most beers. So, you know, they're not going to be fizzy, but they're definitely going to have some, yeah, exactly.
This is my first time brewing this beer, just like pretty much every beer we've reviewed so far. I think with the exception of the Cowpoke is first iteration, so I definitely have some improvements I really want to make on this beer, clarity being one of them. Mm-hmm. I think the hop structure could be a little more prevalent.
Okay, let's get to the Mikey meter. It's time.
Best part.
All right.
You gotta take another sip, though.
First time we've had this one. Prost.
Prost.
I'm going to give it a 5.5. I think there's good structure to work with here.
Yep.
The malt part of the beer is right on. Work on clarity. Work on maybe going ahead and bumping up the hops a little bit to give it just a little bit more of a buzz. Full disclosure, I'm not a big Helles fan. I'm not a big German beer fan. I like hoppy beers. So
unless you're in Germany.
Unless I'm in Germany, and then I'm a huge fan. But the beer is so fresh there.
Helles is actually, it's a May beer in Germany.
Yes.
It's a big, this beer is seasonal. Maybe it comes around, everybody's got Helles on tap. So
I've played Deutschmarks at the Paulina Brewery, and I lost, believe me. But it was a lot of fun. It was right around May Day. Anything going on?
Yeah, so I actually came up with a beer calendar for the rest of the year.
Hey,
right now we've got a
hazy.
We got a hazy in it. I just put 3 ounces of hops in it today, and I got 3 more to do in 5 days, and it looks wonderful. So
I think it's going to be a really good beer when it's done, and I'm very I like my hazies.
Until next time, see y'all later.
Bye.